and Republican Senate candidate, and Missouri Attorney General Josh Hawley joins us right now live from Columbia, Missouri. Josh, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, so you were able to go on stage and make your closing argument to the people of the Show Me State last night. What did you tell them?
Well, listen, I said that there's a big choice in this election and that control of the Senate is going to come down to the state of Missouri. And it's a choice between what the people of Missouri voted for by 20 points in 2016, a strong America, and the far-left liberal agenda of Senator Claire McCaskill and the Democrats. And I also said I have to say that Claire McCaskill increasingly reminds me of another career politician that Donald Trump defeated 2 years ago, Hillary Clinton. And so we talked about that last night as well.
Why does she remind you of Hillary?
Well, you know, just like Hillary, she's spent her whole life in politics. And just like Hillary, she's made a boatload off of federal taxpayers. And just like Hillary, she supports amnesty and she supports open borders, McCaskill does. Just like Hillary, she supports higher taxes. And, of course, Claire McCaskill wanted Hillary to be president. So that was her choice. Claire was wrong in 2016, and she's wrong for Missouri this year.
Well, she has won 22 out of the last 23 states. I know she's the incumbent, and she has been popular in the past. Why, though, is it so close when you look at the polls in your state when the president won by 19 points there?
Well, she is the incumbent. As you said, she's been in politics 36 years here in the state of Missouri. And she's collected a lot of favors and a lot of chits during that time. But you know what? People are tired of lifetime politicians. She's been in politics about as long as I've been alive. And I think the people of Missouri say enough of this establishment politics, enough of the far left. We don't need another party line liberal in Congress. There's plenty of those. We need somebody to represent our state. And that's what I'll do.
You just laid out the argument that Claire McCaskill is a career politician. She's part of the swamp, which people don't like, essentially, is what you're saying. So how come you're so close if there's such a stark contrast between the two candidates here?
Well, it's hard to defeat an incumbent. And as I say, she's been around for 36 years. But we feel very good about this. And listen, we think that the contrast here is very clear. The president said it last night. He said that, you know, control the Senate may well come down to Missouri. This race is so vitally important, and that's why we're delighted to have him last night. Vice President's here today. The president will be back in Missouri on Monday, and we're so excited. We're going to win this race.
The president last night said, she's been saying such nice things about me, talking about Claire McCaskill, said, but she'll never vote with me. And then he talked about the fact that she did not support Judge Kavanaugh to be a Supreme Court justice. She voted no.
Yes, she did. She voted no on Justice Gorsuch. She voted no on Justice Kavanaugh. She's been wrong on the Supreme Court every time since she's been in the United States Senate, always supporting liberal judges and justices, never supporting conservative justices. And that's another reason that Missourians want her gone. You know, she went along with that smear of Brett Kavanaugh. Now she says that, you know, she really didn't have anything to do with it. But in fact, she called for the sham investigation. She called for a delay in the vote. She voted no on Kavanaugh. She was with him every step of the way, and Missourians have not forgotten that.
How would you have voted?
Oh, I would have voted yes on Justice Kavanaugh, yes on Justice Gorsuch, yes for all of President Trump's nominees. He's putting up fabulous judges, and that's one of the most important things, Steve, facing our country. And that Claire McCaskill has been wrong every time on justices at the Supreme Court is in itself a reason she has to go.
Josh, it would be historic if you beat her because she's won 22 out of the last 23 races. What is it that made you want to go up against her?
That our country is at stake. I mean, listen, this race is about saving our country. And nowhere is that more obvious than at the Supreme Court. And you've got the Supreme Court in the balance. You see what Democrats were willing to do. I'm a constitutional lawyer by background. I haven't spent much time in politics, but I have spent some time at the U.S. Supreme Court. I worked there. I litigated there. I can tell you, you see the stakes at the Supreme Court. You see what Claire McCaskill and the Democrats were willing to do to try to seize power. This is about saving our country, and that's what this election's about on November 6th.
Josh, as the Attorney General for Missouri, how do you regard what the President of the United States yesterday referred to as an invasion with all of these illegals heading to our country? Is immigration a big question, a big issue for the people of Missouri?
It sure is. It's a big, big issue. People want to see the rule of law enforced. And as this state's chief law enforcement officer, I can tell you the rule of law is important. And stopping the flow of drugs and gangs and violence from across our southern border is vitally important. So I support the president's call to harden the border, to send the troops there, but we need to do more than that. We need to build the wall the president has called for. Claire McCaskill has voted no on the wall. She's called it embarrassing. She just couldn't be more wrong. Now she's sponsoring an open borders bill. That is not what we need. We need the rule of law at the border.
All right, Josh, you're about 100 hours away, or maybe 124 from getting some sleep. So thank you so much for being on with us this early. I know there's a time difference. We appreciate it. We did reach out to your opponent, Claire McCaskill, but they declined to interview with us. So thanks for coming on, Josh.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Sure.